Solo Leveling Episode 4 now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so episode 4 of Solo Leveling is now out for you guys to go and check out. Now, I missed episode 3 last week because I was moving houses. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick little, review here of episode 3 what I loved. And majority of that last week's episode I absolutely loved. I mean, there's this one gorgeous shot with his, a close-up on his face and eye. And it's just like the blood and that going everywhere. It looked absolutely gorgeous. I love the dynamic and the story and the lore that they were building in episode 3. So that was all great. Now we come into episode 4, and I was super excited for episode 4. And I tell you what, this episode did not disappoint. Now, things that I absolutely loved about this episode. The first one is the animation. The animation of this episode is absolutely spectacular. Again, there is another shot in this particular episode of him with a close-up of his face like that, with the blood and that going like that. It just looked absolutely gorgeous, man. And the whole battle sequences, the action looked absolutely superb with the animation. I really, really enjoyed it. There's this particularly one great moment in the episode where JIN-WOO is standing there and the blue aura comes around him. It looked absolutely gorgeous, animated, and whew, the animation is just on point with this one. So, as for the other stuff that I loved about it, I love JIN-WOO in this episode. What I love about this episode is it takes the character of JIN-WOO, who's just gone through one of the most traumatic experiences of his whole entire life. He basically died. This guy was basically on his deathbed, about to die, and he was experiencing fear like he has never ever experienced before in his life. Obviously, we had the statues, and that's a running theme that's going throughout so far is these statues and what they have actually scarred JIN-WOO and his friend. What has this scarring done to them? And we see him start to go through that process of turning his self-doubt into self-belief. And that's what this episode really focuses on. Focuses on JIN-WOO realizing to himself that he is stronger now than he was back then. And that's evident throughout the battles that we see him go through, especially when he's fighting the Lycans for the first time. There's this absolutely fantastic sequence where he is starting to realize, I've got a sword. I feel confident now with this sword. And then when the more Lycans come, he's like, no, I'm stronger now. I'm stronger. I can take these guys. And he does. And it's absolutely fantastic. And this is where we also start to see some lore be developed throughout this whole entire episode as well, where we start to understand the different colors above the creature. So obviously red means higher than you, stronger than you. And then we have orange, which is sort of like, this is going to give you a tough run for your battle. And then we've got white, which is like, guys should be able to sweep this person. They're beneath you. You guys, you're higher level than them. You should be able to beat them. So we start to understand more about the leveling system as well in here and how JIN-WOO levels up. But then we get to the moment where he now encounters the boss. And I love the design of the boss here, the serpent. It looks absolutely incredible. And then the whole battle sequence with JIN-WOO and the serpent is absolutely fantastic. It just looks gorgeous. JIN-WOO's starting to figure out and believe in himself, like what he is capable of now and how he's going to be able to defeat this particular boss. And I loved all that. I really, really did. And, we start to see him fully grasp that he is stronger. And the way that he figures out how he needs to defeat the serpent is just absolutely fantastic because he's been training his strength this whole entire time. That has been his main focus, is getting stronger. So you're thinking, okay, how am I going to get through this armor? I can't get through it with my sword, with my broken sword. But what he does is he throws the sword as a diversion and then grabs onto the serpent and then actually uses his physical strength to crush it. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. It looks absolutely stunning. So I really, really love that whole fight and that whole concept that they were going for with JIN-WOO and his character and his growth. And then obviously we have the moment where he gets out of the dungeon and he begins to walk and he gets, a soldier comes up to him and says, hey, what are you doing? You can't go in there. There's a situation going on. And then he sees the sword and he's like, wait a second, are you a hunter? And this is where JIN-WOO is like, yes. So he then takes him to the thing. But now we understand that JIN-WOO, his perception is a lot higher now. So we see this moment where he can see where the boss is. And I love that. I love that we're seeing how strong JIN-WOO has grown so far. And then it's, this battle is about to showcase you just where he is right now. So everyone is watching the hunters fight this big giant golem looking thing that looked absolutely awesome. Like, let's be real, that thing looked freaking incredible, man. I thought the design of that golem with the blue looked fucking awesome, bro. It looked so good. Anyway, so we see the actual hunters struggling. They're not really doing any damage to him. And then this is where Jin-Woo's sitting there watching him like, okay, so I know why they're not winning, because this guy's, you know, he's a tank, but they're not really doing anything damage-wise. They're not as high rank. This is a D level 1. And then he sees the healer, and it's his friend. And he sees that she is still struggling from what actually occurred to her as well. So now we see just how bad Jin-Woo really is. So he steps back, he prepares, and he says, all right, I'm just going to, you know, break its defense for them so that they can, you know, get the winning kill. Man throws his half-broken sword, absolutely skyrockets this thing straight into the golem's face, shatters its defense, and weakens it so much that these guys then just absolutely obliterate it. And they're like, the tank guy's like, wait a second, we were doing no damage to this thing. And all of a sudden, something broke its defense. And then he's like, how did that happen? How did someone do so much damage to him? And then he sees the sword and he's like, who threw that? And he asks the soldier. The soldier says, oh, it was another hunter. And Jin-Woo's gone. But obviously the healer, she feels or sees that it's Jin-Woo. And she's like, Jin-Woo. And then this is where he walks off. And we see his arm, his forearm, and how much more ripped he is in that particular muscle region. So we've seen now how badass Jin-Woo is right now. And like, he's only going to get more badass. He's only going to get stronger. It's only going to get cooler. I'm loving solo leveling. Episode 4 was absolutely incredible. And I must say, the score. Bro, the score when he's fighting the serpent is incredible. It's sitting there and I'm just like, bro, this score has just enhanced this scene even better. And I love it when animes do that. Animes have some of the best scores out there and they just nail it. They always do. And it just works. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. So for me, episode 4 is another hit. And I'm so excited for episode 5 to continue this journey with Jin-Woo and to see how far he can grow. And I'm loving the stuff that they're doing with the whole lore and explaining things and getting you accustomed to this world with the world building. It's absolutely incredible. It really is. So I'm very intrigued to see where we go from now. Now that Jin-Woo has a lot more power. He's no longer just a normal level weakling, E-level guy. This man has upgraded so much. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in episode 5. So let me know what you guys thought of episode 4. Did you guys love it? Did you not? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.